Morning. Thank you for checking out my YouTube page if this is your first time here. If not, thank you for coming back. I love the support and like, but please remember to subscribe and share. Um, like I said, I just want to share experience in my life that I went through, how I found grace in my life, how I found God in my life, how I working and figuring out how to be the person that God called me to be. And one of the things that was a hurdle for me to get over was stepping out on faith, stepping out and trusting God, especially when things didn't go quite the way that I want to go. And I and a lot of people have that, because hey, everything don't go right, everything don't go the way that they planned, certain things fall through, if it being with job, relationship, family, work life, or just with yourself. One of the things that I experienced um was in my relationship when it came to an end a couple of years back, when things was very toxic, unhealthy, um and I had to leave. And it just was not a pick up your bag and leave, or say, hey, it's time to split up. It was a very emotional time, and it took a lot of strength, because the situation that we're in, it was hard. It required a lot of strength, and I had to ask God to give me strength. I had to ask Him to give me wisdom. I had to ask Him to move things in my favor, and also I had to ask Him to confirm to me, because I was unsure. I was nervous about leaving, even though the relationship was very toxic, as I mentioned. And one of the things that would bother me was dealing with how was I going to take care of the children all by myself. Because then it would have been what I guess considered official, a single mother. So how I was going to take care of all the kids. Even though I was working, I was not making enough to support the whole household on my income. Now his part of finance is a different story. But so I'm like, God, I don't make enough to cover all my bills by myself. What I'm gonna do? Then I had said, God, I don't have transportation. I didn't have transportation just to go to the store. I'm like, God, what I'm gonna do? With that being said, I still heard God say, it's time to move. And I said, okay, God, I'm going to move forward in this. And let me tell you, He worked things out for me. He worked things out in my favor. Um, it was like doors open all of a sudden when it came to transportation, because I was in what is considered domestic violence situation. I had an advocate within a crisis line organization. The woman that was my advocate offered, and very nice woman, very nice, to take me to the grocery store. My job, all of a sudden out the blue, hours increased. They were like, hey, we got overtime hours. Do you want to work them? My job usually don't have overtime hours in what I do. And so, of course, I took the overtime hours and I worked them. Um, I had extra projects to come in to help supplement income. And then one day, it didn't happen like all of a sudden. It was just over a span of time, maybe days, weeks, and months. Blessing just came after blessing. Um, Family members that I haven't been in contact with would just be like, hey, we want to support you. Either they would give something, maybe financially, or either they give whatever we needed in the household at that time. They gave, without um, being what I would call nosy or just rude about it. They gave with kindness and humbleness, and left it there. And then all of a sudden I remember, because when me and my husband split up at the time, it was around November. So, holidays and everything. And as I said, weeks went by. The advocate was still taking me to the grocery store. I was getting transportation however I could if I needed to go to the doctor for the kids or whatever. So one day I had a cousin of mine, a very close cousin of mine, just said, I have a car. It's not the best car, but it's a vehicle. Um, because she upgraded to a new one. So she gave me her vehicle to use and said, here you go. It was a 1996 Toyota Camry. She said, here you go. And let me tell you, it ran for months. And I remember she even said, well, I paid the insurance on it, car insurance on it for 3 months. If it's after that, you'll pick up the slack. And of course, I agreed. So it ran for about 3 months. And let me tell you. So in that moment, I was already confessing and meditating. I said, well, God, I need a van. I need a van. I need a van. It will no if, ands, and buts about it because I had more than 4 kids. I need a van. And at this particular precise moment, I went to a car auction. And there was a van there. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, this may be it. So the car auction did not take place that weekend. But by the time the car auction took place, my cousin's car broke down. It broke down like maybe 2 weekends after that. And by then, I got the van off the car auction, and it ran. And I mean, it ran for at least a whole year. And by then, God provided again. So I just want to encourage somebody. Things don't always go the way that we want to. Things don't always look easy or fall as 1, 2, 3. But let me tell you, God is working things out for your good. And that will bring me to Romans 8:28. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for our good. For those who are called according to his purpose. So let me say it again. I can't say enough. Stay strong in faith. Stay in his purpose. Align yourself. Align your mind and your hearts. And watch God work things out for your good. Do not get discouraged. Don't let people hinder you. Do not be afraid, dismayed. Do it. If God said do this, do that, do it. If you were supposed to get a job and it's the job you want, it's your dream job, but the boss or the person who interviewed you said, we are going to skip over you. Yeah, you're going to be sad for a moment. But say, hey, this must be something better out there for me because I didn't get this and I know that God said this was coming to me. So don't worry about God is going to make things work out for your good. Sometimes we don't see what's going on behind closed doors. We don't see what's going on behind certain jobs. And sometimes we don't see what's going on in certain relationships with people that don't work out for us. But God said, I am protecting you. I'm covering you. And I'm going to put you in a better position than what you knew you were going to be in. So once again, stay strong in the faith. Keep pursuing God. And watch him work things out for you. Y'all have a blessed day.